Okay. So what I wanted to say is that like um so I think that a lot of what we are interested in and preoccupied by and large throughout the day, human beings in the modern context, the region of the United States where I'm at, but I would imagine other places also, is fighting, fleeing, fornicating, whether married or not, just from the evolutionary standpoint, and uh um consuming, like eating, and then also fire within that. But the one that takes precedence overall is eating, as far as expending resources, because a lot of people have different thoughts about all those other things and different interests in all those other things and different desires within all that. But what it's going to come down, what the bottom line is food, both for ourselves and our family. That's what we're going to spend money on, whatever we're going through in life, wherever we're at. What the last thing that we're going to spend money on, and the first and the last thing, is going to be food. But a lot of the food that the way that we access food is not. So you think about, humans are doing a lot of consuming of food, a lot of it. Like so I'm very mobile because I'm a professional driver. So I see a lot of living, at least what's in broad open public, because a lot of what really goes on, you don't see that because it is behind closed doors. So there's a lot of living and lifestyles that I'm not privy to, and I have no idea of it. Both people that are older than me, my age, and younger than me, there's a lot of living that I have no idea of. But what I can see, like on the street level, which the streets might not even be the streets anymore. The streets might be like a skeleton in a shadow of what the streets had been before, and it's more so digital and online, and like out of sight, out of mind now. The real baseball, the real party. But what's left over of the streets and of life, I see it on what's left over of the streets and of life, and you see that people really are disgorging an environment that is ravishing an environment. If you appreciate animals, now we see animals generally. It's interesting which animals allow us to see them, because like we see birds. Some people don't know that actually there are birds that are endemic to cities. That means the birds choose to live in proximity to human beings. It's not only that we're in a natural environment and therefore there's birds around us, but a lot of these birds, like such as like sparrows and pigeons, I think they actually choose to live closer to humans. But which animals allow you to see them and don't is interesting. How many times have you actually seen animals sleeping at night, resting, stowed away somewhere? Some you see a little bit of nests sometimes, like bird nests, but you really, I would be surprised if you've actually come across animals resting before at night, like squirrels, birds. Have you seen them resting at night somewhere? They're pretty far tucked away, and we have no idea where they go after sundown. Most animals, we have no idea. Then a lot of the animals that do exist, both at night, we might see them a little bit, like when we catch them slipping, because I think they're actually so busy that they weren't caring about being seen. If you were to see something really nocturnal, which is still seldom, but a lot of animals, you're not going to see them on most circumstances. So I think that the ones that we do see, they somehow allow us to see them, or they're aware of us. But you see a lot of activity animals, but you don't see them consuming a lot. You see like birds looking for food a lot, and it's interesting that birds, they fly so high in the sky, but they have to come down low and like almost like beg, borrow, and scavenge to get their food, the worm. And that might be actually life humbling itself, because as high as something flies in the sky, it must also be humbled. So the bird must be humbled. But you see them looking for food a lot, but you don't actually see them enjoying food a lot. But you see human beings enjoying food a lot. You see human beings going through downtown areas, bars, restaurants, events, and also consuming entertainment is another form of consumption, because it's energy. It's still accessing energy. So like even like sports teams and stuff like that, it's still consuming energy. That was pointed out by the YouTuber King Noble. He was saying that it's like sometimes the efforts and the labors of like athletes is like it's a form of like delicacy and consumption to a broader society. So it can still be along the lines of consumption. But you see, whether entertainment or food or drinks or whatnot, people are moving through an environment, ravishing it. If you like, I'll go by like a shake place, like a Shake Shack, and you'll see 50, 100 people lined up outside of a shake place. Ostensibly, they're all going to get to enjoy shake. Now, how much consumption is going on? That would be a lot of death that would be attended. That how much? So I'm just in the area where I'm at now. How many people are going to get fast food today as I'm making this video in within 10 square miles of where I'm at? How many people are getting fast food today? That's a lot of burgers. That's a lot of chicken. That's a lot of whatnot that's being consumed. A lot of that had been living at one point ostensibly. Sometimes people telling themselves, like, I was at this store. I won't quote the advertisement, but it's saying that it's basically saying that we have something new to offer, and it's not a normal version of what you would have. It's very special and secret what we're giving you. It's not an ordinary version of this thing. That would be a tip off that's not exactly what we would appreciate as a living being. Like, there might be some engineering that would go to that. So a lot of times people will actually tell on themselves right out their mouth, even as they're advertising and whatnot. But that's a lot of dying that would have to go on for all that. A lot of things would have to lose. There's a lot of, for that much winning, for that much living, for that much eating, consuming, there would have to be a lot of losing. That's true also, like in like all zero sum things. That means like you have a winner and a loser. Finances like that, loving is like that, opportunities like that. There's a lot of losing that attends the winning. And so like Nassim Nicholas Taleb said that for any one like great person that wins at something, like a musical artist, which is still a form of entrepreneur, a business entrepreneur, an intellectual, there are a lot of skeletons of bodies of entrepreneurs that paid the price and actually laid the groundwork and may have done the lion's share, the man share, man, woman, and child, I'm saying still, but man share of the effort and contribution that would amount to someone else's victory and shining. So there's bodies under all things. You see a business, every castle has bodies under it, but these businesses are also like castles. They have armed guards to meet you, just like no different than a centurion or a guard in the past guarding a castle. And for intensive purpose, they have bodies under them. That is people that have lost, both people that are a part of that organization or that have been affected by that organization. Somehow somebody had to cough up something somewhere, no less than this food we're consuming. But we are also food ourselves, is what I'm saying, like human beings. So you see all this eating, like all these different restaurants and all these, something had to pay the price for that, some animal. But we get to enjoy being a human. We think we got scot off free, but then bing, you get that little text or something else that wants a little bit, just a little bit of your time and attention is what they want. But they really want your backside. They want all you got. If somebody wants something you got, they want all you got, but just not directly. That's just the first tip off that gets you to the point where you're no longer viable and you have to give it all up. That's what they want. According to Tashriq Bey, we all have a blessing that we come into this life with, that as being a part of the human family. That's our birthright, and that's our entitlement upon this earth. We're being born on this earth. We are part of this earth, and therefore we are actually entitled to some of this earth. Being human beings that are of the earth, probably no more or less than any other person, though we don't all get to enjoy the same way. And a lot of what's going on in life, the gaming of life, is actually to skew the standing that we have to enjoy what is rightfully ours, that is the earth, that is freedom. Fundamentally, the fundamental value on an earth that is pure wealth and value. The earth is the real value, the means of accessing our unique and equitable share of what it is to exist upon the earth and enjoy the earth and further our own existence upon the earth, is in freedom. And these different things that want our time, it's first time, then our freedom. So my dad, he used to say this thing that I didn't understand, because I always had a work ethic. But he said when he first came to America, he thought it was so funny about how everything says now hiring. But my dad would say it like he would like mock himself, like he would make his accent stronger. He would say now hiring. Like, he would say it funny like that. But he always thought that was kind of odd. But it actually is odd, because when they're hiring, they're actually wanting your energy. They're wanting your labor. It's not implicit. You're thinking you're getting an opportunity, but they're actually accessing your life force, just no different than feeding on you. So we're all being fed on, humans. But also part of feeding on us is overfeeding us. So by enticing us with different appetites, we're being enticed to spend some of our own life force and vitality either directly in the resources we have, or the life force, energy, and labor such as getting up early in the morning for something we may or may not want to do, to go somewhere else to do something, to access the resources or the representative currency to hand over to purchase something to consume. So we're actually being overfed as a point of we're actually being killed by being overfed. And so one accesses our life force, and that is our freedom, by coughing up resources in a way that's not economical or sustainable. But then also it makes us unhealthy, and then we also fall for that. And then by us falling to illness, heaven forbid, we also have more of our resource and freedom and livelihood and life force confiscated that way, and so we're being overfed to be consumed.